Hey guys, so I've just I've experienced something a few times and have learned something from it. Don't buy these. Do not buy mini drones. They're really fun on your first flight. Until the switch breaks off the next day. I had 3 of these. I had this one, this little teeny tiny one, and 2 of these. The other one was red. It was still shiny, but it was red instead of just pure silver. All 3 of these had the exact same death. Their switch broke off. Like a couple days after I bought the freaking things. Well, this one didn't. This one actually lasted quite a while, but it did suffer the same death. The switch broke off. However, it did last quite a lot longer than my other 2. But mini drones, just don't buy them, man. Don't buy them. If you see a mini drone on for like really cheap, like maybe $10 or something like that, Canadian dollars, go ahead and convert that to American dollars if you're in America. But yeah, if you see one on for like $10, sure, why not? Go ahead and buy that. But if you see one for like maybe around $25 like this one, or 30 like this one, no. It's a risk worth not taking. It's very likely that the switch is just gonna break off really soon, and you're only gonna get a little bit of flight out of it. And then then the switch will break off. And yeah, so mini drones, don't buy them. If you see them on for really, really, really cheap, go ahead and buy them. Because, like this one, they can last a while. But, like these other ones, it's likely that they won't. And, yeah. So yeah, mini drones, don't buy them unless you see one on for way cheaper than you've ever seen a drone on before. They break too easily, and they almost never last long. But yeah, I'm just telling you guys that because I've learned it off of these mini drones that I've bought, that they're a risk worth not taking. It's like, are you gonna spend $30 and have it a 50-50 chance if it's gonna last 3 years or 3 days? It's a risk worth not taking. It's not very good. You don't buy mini drones. Do not buy mini drones. If you're gonna buy a drone of good size. Because they do not have these weak old switches that break when you flick them. But yeah, if you're getting a drone, get a bigger one. Oh, and another drone I had a long time ago, many years ago. It was my very first quadcopter. Not my very first drone, but my very first quadcopter. My first drone was a helicopter. It was about this big. And yeah, my first quadcopter, it was called the D44 Dragonfly drone. Look it up on Google and you'll see what it looks like. Mine was a green one. However, the ones you'll see on Google probably look black and red and gray. When mine was all completely like lime green. You might find that in Google Images. You might. But they're a bit rarer. That was my very first drone, and it was a mini drone-ish. It was maybe about this big. And I would count it as a mini drone. I think it's small enough to be counted as... I think it's small enough to be called a mini drone. And it didn't have an on-off switch, from what I remember. Instead, you plugged the battery in. You unplugged the battery, and you'd put it on to charge. You'd unplug the battery. It had its own little wires and its own plug. You'd grab the wires out of the drone and the wires of the battery, and you'd connect their plugs. And you'd shove the battery into the drone and then cover it up. And it's on. That's not a good design either. That's a bad design. Those plugs break off way too easily. That's exactly what happened to that drone. The plug for the battery broke off. But yeah, mini drones, do not buy mini drones. They're a risk worth not taking. unless you see one for really, 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 really cheap. But yeah, if you're getting a drone, get a bigger one. One that isn't a piece of crap, and one that won't break in a couple days. So yeah, I'm just telling you guys that, because that's something that I experienced, and something that I think I should share before you guys go out and see a mini drone on for $50, and then buy it and have it break in 2 days. I don't want you guys to experience that like I did. So yeah, goodbye.